Yep.
Oh,
Anyway,
weird.
Sorry, rambling.
let's go to the survey answers. All right, people who think Coles. Okay, someone's name was Sorry I'm Late, which means that they did the survey late.
That's rude.
I did it yesterday.
Oh, well, thanks, Emily.
Emily.
They say Woolies is always too busy, which is fair enough. I've
Depends on
noticed
the
that.
day.
Depends on the day. Depends on the time you go. And Bailey says Coles is just better, you know.
No, I don't know, Bailey.
He
I
has a
know.
point. Yeah.
Please elaborate.
I agree. I think at one point the Woolies aisles were like too small and got really crowded.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that a thing?
I've never
I remember
found
that
that
happening
in
like
my
years ago. And then I went and I realized and the Coles aisles were like much
I
wider.
feel like Woolies is trying too hard. Like Coles is just, that humble girl, she's from
Yeah,
a country town.
just
She
the
loves
girl
herself.
next door.
I love that we're referring to grocery shops.
We're
as
giving them a
people.
personality. And then here is some things that people said as to why they prefer going to Woolies. Leah says Woolworths points.
Is that as in like everyday rewards?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Flybys. That's not a
Flybys.
good
I
valid
guess
point.
it depends which one you get first is the one you kind of stick to because
Yeah.
then you start getting the points.
I have 2 Flybys cards. I don't know why.
I have a Flybys and a Woolworths reward. Just depends on which one I go
same
to.
as my mum.
Wow.
And then Taylor says Woolies has more organic brands but more expensive than Coles, which is true, which is why I
Yeah,
go to Coles because
that's
it's
fair.
cheaper. Maddie, you
No
said
way.
because it's closer to Coles.
Yeah, I'm just that lazy. I'm just not bothered. We did have a Coles in our shopping centre and then it closed down, so
Oh.
that kind of tells you how their business
That's-
is going.
yeah. Ooh, how interesting.
Ooh.
Did you hear about Big W closing down stores because
Yeah.
of profit loss?
I know, it's sad.
Yeah, rest in peace, Big
I
W.
know.
And
It's
then
okay. Kmart's better anyway.
yes,
True.
Anyway. Kelly says I try not to shop at either, but when I have to, Woolies is closer. I prefer Harris Farm and the Source bulk foods.
Ooh, an organic queen.
I know.
An
I was gonna
organic.
say.
That's my auntie. She's pretty lovely. She's like
We're zero waste in this house.
no, yeah,
this
really.
house is really coming into play.
And then Anon says, my local is a Woolies, so this is where I go more. Don't really have much of a preference between the two, though.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Pretty
I'll take it.
humble
I guess
opinion.
it just came down to what's closer. Where
Yeah,
did your parents
really,
go?
yeah. The only big difference was like price.
Yeah.
So, Coles tends to be cheaper.
Fun.
All right. So, the ultimate answer, the majority rule is 66.7% said
Heck
Woolies
yes,
and
Woolies.
33.3% said Coles.
Go Woolies.
So majority of
Go
people
Woolies.
said Woolies.
They're just pulled in by the fancy marketing.
The fresh
Probably.
would be
It's
Woolies.
like,
be fair,
what's
I
Coles'
only-
song?
To be fair, I only get
down, down.
Yeah.
Prices are down.
The,
It's
less
fine. I don't need to talk anyway.
less
Sorry.
intriguing. Oh my gosh, Maddie, yes.
You were saying?
No, I only buy like the Wow, my eye is switching. The Woolies brand, not like the special
Oh.
home brand. Only like I literally
Ah.
buy home brand. That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to
That's
the
cheap. That was my
pharmacy
one
and they're like,
point.
would you rather the pharmacy brand?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like it doesn't really matter,
No.
does it?
Does it? No, it doesn't because it's all the same ingredients.
It is,
Yeah.
It's just whether it's
Whether
People
it's
like,
white
I want my
packaging or-
Finurgan.
what?
Finurgan? Have you not heard-
Finurgan?
It's a type of medicine.
What?
Sounds like a disease.
Right?
Which is why
Anyway.
I asked the question. Alrighty. Now, moving on to my favorite question from this survey, the most controversial, the most talked about, the most debatable, is water wet? This,
Oh my
there's
God.
there's lots of conflicting opinions, lots of talking to go into this one. So hang on to our every word. I'll start with saying, ¿por qué no los dos?
Yes.
Love Spanish.
Español.
You know one
Sí,
Spanish
muy
person.
bien.
suddenly
No
you
Muy
love.
bueno.
caliente, muy bueno.
Quesadilla.
Quesadilla. That's
No,
Is
it's
that-
Casadillo. Get it right.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
quesadilla.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
so
Kidding.
I believe both. Look, okay, so I have two very conflicting opinions in my head. Like, is water wet? No, water is not wet because it cannot be in itself wet. Like, if you put water onto water, it just adds itself to the water.
Just become more water.
It just becomes more water. But then for something to become wet, water has to go onto it, which means as an adjective, as a describing word, water has to be wet to make something wet. You know what I mean?
No,
No, that doesn't make sense, or no, I'm wrong.
you're wrong.
But it makes sense. What I'm saying
yeah,
makes
your
sense.
point makes sense.
Yes.
But scientifically,
No.
it's not right.
Yeah. So I can take that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like forcing my opinion onto you. That's just
I
just
am.
my thought process. What's yours?
Year 7 science comes into play here, right?
Mhm.
Not very advanced, still necessary. Water making something wet, it's like a state of, I guess,
Of being.
being. Yeah, that works.
Mhm.
So it's like water can make you wet because the liquid molecules stick to the surface of you,
I
right?
haven't done science since year 9.
Neither have I. I'm trying so hard to remember this.
Professionals.
But water, it's okay. Not doing science doesn't make us less professional.
True.
But water itself cannot be wet because it can't stick to the surface of itself because it doesn't have a surface because it's a liquid.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But it can make things wet.
Yeah. So yeah. But it has to be wet to make something wet.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, right. Like you said before, I don't have to be dry to make something dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah.
I
'Cause
said
if
that.
Yeah, wait, Maddie said that. Sorry.
Okay.
Ouch.
But just say you're
Oops.
wet. Just say you have water on you. Yeah. I'm dry. Suddenly, you are dry.
And you're wet because the molecule stuck to you.
I'm wet. Yeah. But see, now you're dry.
But the water wasn't making you wet. It was
I'm really glad we got visuals for
I
this
know.
episode.
Just-
the act of the water
just for
sticking to you.
reference.
Yeah, for reference, for audio. Mel just stroked my arm and it was
Yeah.
super weird.
Oh, by the way, if you wanted to watch this episode, we're recording it via a video as well. So you can head to my website and scan me scene and all that stuff that I'll
It'll be
explain.
places.
It'll be
I-
places. So ultimately, you believe that water
Is not
is
wet.
not wet. Maddie?
I don't remember what I said. I think I said that it was not wet as well.
I wonder if I have it written down.
I think I said it because I
No,
did
neither
research
of our
on it
answers
because
are
I'm
No.
that much of a nerd.
Yeah, well, right now
And
in
it
this
was like-
second, what do you believe?
Well,
Think about
it
it.
was. It
Give
was
us some
saying
hints.
that something being wet is a description of when water is on something.
Yeah.
So water can't be on itself.
No.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. But to
So
make,
it's
but it has
not
to be
wet.
wet to make something wet.
I'm messed up.
It's just not true.
All right. Well,
I don't
It's
know.
fine. Let's listen to other people's opinions.
there weren't
Yeah.
actually too many in this. People just kind of clicked yes, clicked no. But for is water wet? Someone who said yes, says is fire hot?
No. Fire produces heat.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the fire itself is hot.
Ooh, you
Matt,
just
your
got
opinion's
shaded.
Ooh.
Kelly says it sure as heck ain't dry.
Kelly's such an icon.
She really is. And then Anon says because it is.
That's a
Just-
bit of a
That's-
pathetic answer.
But then all
That's
the
me.
people
No, I'm
who
kidding.
all the people who said no really had valid points.
Because we know
Yeah.
we're right.
Really thought it out.
Or
So-
we're just overcompensating.
True. So Taylor says wet is what something becomes when water is on it. Bailey says water can't be wet because it implies water is dry. Anon says being wet implies that it can be dry. Water cannot be dry. Therefore, it is not wet.
I'm very confused.
I'm so confused.
And the last answer you wrote down is
Is
me, and I just fought
Yours.
for that.
Yeah. So let's dissect what Bailey said. Water can't be wet because it implies water is dry.
Well, I guess
That's-
something has to be dry to become wet.
Yes.
So I guess that's the point he's making.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. I was sitting here trying to figure it out, and I think that's what it comes
Yeah?
down to.
Well,
yeah.
that makes sense. Well, we'll head to the final result. Who's
Yeah.
right? I'm really glad that we have some split opinions here. We can
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
debate and think our thoughts through. Well, the public opinion of the public believe that yes, water is wet.
There you go.
So 72.2% of people said.
Oh,
None of
okay.
them had
wow,
good
so
points.
majority then.
Yes,
That's a
like
big
extreme
majority.
majority.
Yeah.
So it's very split. So the people who said no really had stuff to say, but people who said yes, majority of people who clicked yes just didn't give me an answer as to why they thought it was wet. So I have 3 really short answers. Is fire hot? Sure as heck ain't drying because it is. Because those are all the answers that people wrote.
They're hiding from the truth.
So how weird is that? So everyone who said no has something to say, but it was the lesser.
Maybe that's just because 27.8% of us are all just smarter than the 72.2%.
We have more to
Maybe.
say.
We have found the superior race.
Yep.
The superior
If
We're
human.
you
the
think
ones who
the
would
water
survive
is
after
not wet,
us.
you're getting on the ship to the new planet.
Yep.
Well, ain't that just spectacular?
Spectacular.
Such
Wow.
such intense conversation going
I
on. This has
know.
been a really great time. So that is it for Survey Says popular debate topics this week. I'm not sure what the theme for next week will be or next fortnight. However, the survey for the episode will either be posted with this episode or tomorrow. So keep an eye out on that on my website. So don't forget to follow my blog, surveysayspodcast.wordpress.com. There will also be links to my Twitter at Mel Maltby Radio and Facebook page, which is also Mel Maltby Radio. To check out our zine, head to scanmezine.wordpress.com. Find us on Instagram as well at scanmezine. If you want to watch this video, hi everyone at home. It's on the website as well, and I'll also pop it on my YouTube.
Yeah, that works.
Just go to the website and the link will be there. Maddie,
You'll
stop.
find it. I stopped.
Yeah, thank you. Gracias. So where can people find you guys?
I'm M Vescio on everything. Should I spell it again?
You should spell it out.
EMVESCIO.
Magical.
On everything.
And Maddie?
My Instagram is _Maddy_Turner, and my Twitter is Maddie Turner, and my WordPress is Maddie Joy Turner. You get the picture.
Just
If
go
you
to
look up
one of
Maddie Turner,
her.
you'll
Just
find
go to
it.
one of her socials, and the links for everything else will be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Basically it. So once again, thank you for listening. Survey for next episode will be up with this one. Listen to this episode, share it with your friends, share it around. You can listen to it on iTunes, Spotify, and Whooshka. It'll just be linked on my
That should be
WordPress,
promo
as
for
I've said a
Whooshka.
million times. Yeah, still don't have an outro song, don't have an intro song.
I'll sing you one later. We'll record it.
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll bring
Outro song.
ukulele.
Well, go have fun debating is water wet with your friends.
Yep.
And show them
It'll
this
harm your
podcast.
friendship.
It will. It like Monopoly.
Ooh.
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 I never played
Anyway.
Monopoly.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Except not bye. 'cause
And
we're
the
still
next
here.
podcast will literally just be us playing Monopoly.
Oh my god.